Hey Jennifer, this is Sarah with Artisan Indie. I am right here to record your shop critique at Charmed Metals. I'm excited to get started. It looks like you make hand stamped jewelry and accessories. So this will always be fun. I love looking at shops that have personalized items in them. I think that's a great thing to offer as a business, especially for an Etsy business. So let's go ahead and get started with the critique. Basically, I like to look at branding first, and your branding is very pretty. I like the gold and the turquoise together. I think it's lovely. It gives kind of a fresh feeling, but still kind of girly as well. So it has that kind of nice feeling you would associate with a jeweler or a jewelry designer. I'm not a big fan of the combination of fonts that you used here. Usually, if you have a decorative font on one of your lines of text, you want the other line to be more of a narrow block font, something that doesn't compete with the other. So fonts really should accent one another. I would recommend that perhaps you have Charmed Metals in this font here, and then have hand stamped jewelry and accessories in a more of a narrow block font, so that it doesn't compete with the decorative font above it. I think it would look a lot better that way. I also think that perhaps having Charmed Metals in this blue color, you already have gold here and here, so I think having this in the turquoise and then your tagline in the gold color would actually really accent everything very well. It also would then tie into your shop icon here. Other than that, I think it's really great branding. It's cute, it's simple, it's recognizable. I think that the colors work well, like I said, together. So I think you're almost there. I would just make a couple little tweaks to your branding. I love that you have a close-up picture of yourself here. You're smiling. It's very important for an Etsy shop to include the maker as part of its brand, right? Because you're the one designing the pieces. So I love that you have that here. Right here you have personalized hand stamped jewelry, which is nice, and it's a nice strong kind of keyword phrase. You may want to change that up and instead in that space put specific keywords like personalized keychain, space dash space, initial necklaces, space dash space, kind of get more specific with your keywords, because this line is actually very important when it comes to Google SEO. It looks to that line to determine where to rank your shop. The same thing with these keywords down here, which we'll get to in a minute. Right now, you have 4 featured items up here, which is great. You have Christmas gifts for dad, Christmas gifts for him, the best dad gets promoted, Christmas gift for dad. So you have 4 dad items up here. I would recommend that you swap them out. Maybe have one for dad, one for mom, one for grandpa, one for the kids. Definitely what you want to put in this section is anything seasonal. So anything that is coming up seasonally or holiday appropriate. You want these items to be switched out every 2 months or so, depending on the holiday. So I would definitely mix that up a little bit. Also, because you sell more than keychains, I would try to show an offering of a keychain and then maybe a necklace and maybe something else, so that people kind of get a feeling right off the bat before the fold, which is before they have to scroll down, what you offer, what types of items you offer. All right, so this is something I noticed, and I did screenshot this because I want to show it to the group. I did not include your name or anything, but I won't share it with the group if you don't want me to. But I wanted to use it as an example, and I know you're probably like, putting your hand on your head. Mother's Day is coming up fast. Please check out all the awesome Mother's Day gifts. So this is common. Don't beat yourself up. A lot of sellers just completely forget about their announcement. Shows that you last updated it on April 20th. Now, obviously, we have Christmas coming up. We have promotions that you might be having that are coming up. Use this space wisely. You don't have to announce, hey, it's Christmas is coming, check out all our cool Christmas gifts. Instead, say, oh my gosh, you need to follow us on Facebook to see our new and exciting Christmas deals. Or, join our VIP list and be notified or get a special gift with your Christmas purchase over $50. Or you want to have a call to action and you want them to do something. So either ask them to follow you on Facebook, ask them to pin something on Pinterest, ask them to visit your website. You can include your website URL if you have a separate website and have them sign up for your email list. You can do a lot with this space, and that's what I would use it for. When it's outdated like this is a huge turnoff for buyers. If they see that, they're going to think you haven't visited your store since April. And they're going to think, well, if I buy something from her, will I get it? Is her shop closed? Is this just hanging out here? You see what I mean? So it's going to cause confusion. It's going to cause people to say, whoa, what's going on? And they may leave your shop and go look for, they might have liked this, but now they're going to go look for it somewhere else. Sorry, that was loud, my water bottle. All right. This section here, you want to organize these titles from the smallest to the longest. So pet jewelry needs to come up here. It looks like the inspirational necklaces should be the last keyword. Last section title here. You want it basically to go from the smallest down to the longest. That just helps it look better, to be honest. These are some pretty good keywords. You have charm necklaces, inspirational necklaces. So those are great. As far as section titles go. You have 57 items, which is awesome. I think, anything over 50 is good enough. It looks like the store means business. It has enough experience making things. It's a decent amount of items. Of course, I think anytime you can be a little over 100, that's the ultimate goal, but 57 is a good amount. It's enough for you to be taken seriously. We're going to scroll down to your About page. All right, you're missing half of your About page. So half of your About page should be a slideshow of photos. And these need to be not photos of your product. These need to be photos of you. Photos of you working or you designing or you stamping. Pictures of you in your workspace, or pictures of the tools that you use, maybe the stamps that you use, pictures of your materials, maybe a picture of you and your family or you and your children. Super important to do that because, again, like I was talking about up above when in your profile picture, you really want to humanize your brand. This is a handmade business. This is a real woman, a person, a maker in her own home, in her own space, with, trying to be a mom and, bringing in some income to supplement her husband. I mean, those are the selling points of your stuff. I can go get personalized jewelry anywhere. Why am I getting it from you? You really want to explain your story and your inspirations because that adds value to your product. I love that you have Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest here. That's awesome. If you do have a blog or a website, you can put it here. It's the only place on Etsy where you can actually have a clickable link. Your pricing needs to be changed. So you're using whole pricing. I don't recommend doing that. You want to use what they call psychological pricing. It is where you end the price with a 9 or a 5. So instead of 00, it would be 99 or 95. You can choose whichever you prefer. I tend to think that 95 works better in a boutique type setting, and 99 works better for other things. I think for your items and the way that your pictures are, 99 cents would be better for you. And it's not just adding 99 cents to the end of everything. There are also certain price increments that are better than others, certain price numbers that customers pick more often than others. It's certain prices that encourage them to buy. So anything $10 and below is really $9.99, $8.99, $7.99, $6.99, all the way down to 0, basically. Anything over $9.99 goes to $12.99, then $14.99, then $16.99, and then it jumps to $19.99. So do not use 10, 11, 13, 15, 17, or 18. And so you're using a lot of those. So this needs to be bumped down a penny. This needs to be $16.99. This needs to be bumped up to $19.99. This down to $16.99. This, once you go over $19.99, you want to go in $5 increments. So $19.99, $24.99, $29.99, $34.99, so on and so forth. So this really needs to jump back up to $24.99. This $19.99, $16.99 for all of these. And the reason why, like for example, if someone's going to spend $18 for this, they're going to spend $19.99 either way. If they're not going to spend $18 on it, they won't spend $19.99 on it either. Remember, we learned to kind of round in school, round up and round down. Either way, it's under 20 bucks, but it's over 15. So you really want that to be at the $19.99 number because you're just kind of leaving money on the table. The same here. This needs to be dropped down to $19.99 or marked up, which I would mark it up to $24.99. Then you can, of course, say, gifts under 25. And use some of those as keywords. So your pictures are okay. They're not amazing, but they're not terrible either. They're your basic white background pictures, which are fine. It's very common to be seen on Amazon or on eBay with the white background. I think that a white background with jewelry on it kind of cheapens the look of the jewelry. I'm all about having a light and bright background, but I think that it does make it look a little bit more cheap than if you had some more of a soft kind of background. Now, in soft, I mean soft light. Let me show you an example real quick of a good picture. I mean an amazing picture. We'll just do personalized necklace. Well, if my internet decides to work today, I have been having a heck of a time with my computer lately. I mean, I have a nice computer. I have fast internet. I don't really understand why I've been having so many issues lately. Okay, so do you see this here? It's still a light and bright picture. You got a lot of light on this, but it's more of a soft background. And I don't mean the material as much, just mean the lighting is softer. The same here. The lighting is softer. So, and you might say, well, that's kind of a little bit gray. And it is, but that's okay. It makes the jewelry look really good. Again, it's softer. It's not so like bright in your face kind of background. So all of these are not bad. This isn't so great. This is really pretty here. So I think this is more towards like what you do. This background makes it look just a little bit softer. See, and again, here you have the gray. You have nice bright light here, but the background is more soft. Versus this, see? So if you look at this and then you look at this, automatically the quality looks much less. It's so funny. It just, for some reason, that white background just really cheapens the look, in my opinion, of the jewelry. So I don't think it's a big deal because of what you offer is a lower price point. I mean, I don't think these are not silver, obviously. So I think it's okay for you. I mean, you can see it really well. People can see what it is. I don't think it'll affect your sales too much, but in the future, especially if you decide to use more fine or precious metals, then you will want to improve your photography a bit. All right, let's look at your SEO. Okay, so you have mantra bracelet, inspirational bracelet, just breathe, jewelry, just breathe bracelet, inspirational yoga bracelet, gift for her. Not bad at all. I don't think that's bad SEO. You know, you're using, it looks like all your character space in your title. It looks like you're using a good blend of shorter keywords and longer tail keywords. I think I would say affirmation bracelet or affirmation jewelry. I might want to put that in there. You are putting gift for her. You may even say yoga gift. What's going on? Yoda. Why isn't it doing that? I don't know why it's not doing that. Let me see. Hang on a minute. Yeah, there must be something wrong with my computer. Anyway, you can search up here in the search bar. Type in what you're wanting to look up, and it'll populate some ideas. So sometimes you can say, okay, well, I know that people that do yoga might like to use this bracelet, so I'm going to put yoga in the top and see what comes up. And you may get some really good ideas in that way. Make sure that you're taking those same keywords and you're putting them in your tags. Yeah, my computer is just being goofy. I'm going to pause this critique really quick because I might have to refresh or restart my computer. Hang on just a minute. Okay, I think we should be okay now. So this should work now. So yeah, you click on it here and it already tells you what people are looking for right now, right? But click on it here and put yoga, and it's doing it again. Oh my goodness. All right, well, you know what I mean. Okay. Here's your tags. Make sure you're using kind of, what I like to do is I like to copy this title and then paste it down into my tags. That way I know I'm using the same keywords. If some are too long, like you have inspirational yoga bracelet, let's say that wouldn't fit, you would do a tag that says inspirational bracelet and one that says yoga bracelet. You just break them up. I like your copy. You have a decent amount of copy here, not too long. You know, I think this is nice. It's a nice statement here. It sounds good. You're also doing some interlinking, and I love that you're doing the matching necklace. So I think that will help your SEO as well. So I really don't think SEO is your issue too much. I think you just need to make a couple little tweaks here and there and, you know, put in that about section, adjust your pricing. That's the big thing that I see really in your shop is your pricing. Hang on just a minute. Hang on a second. Okay. Yeah, my computer's just, I don't know, it's freezing up. Pricing is the big thing. Then, of course, your photos. But again, I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, you know, I've worked a lot on my photos, or your photos aren't terrible. They're not bad even. They're just not to that next level. You know what I mean? Like, I think overall they're nice. You can read what they say. They're cropped properly. For the most part, there's a good white balance. There is some, as you can see, this is more gray, this is more white, this is more blue. You know, there does need to be a little bit of balancing there. I like that you have some modeled thrown in there. I think that's really nice to show. But I think that, you know, it could be better. So at some point you may want to upgrade your photography. But, you know, other than that, your shop for the most part looks pretty good. I think that you're kind of right there. I would put an emphasis on Christmas for the next couple months coming up. I think that that's important. Also, I didn't see if you had a wedding section. And when my computer decides to work, I will look and see if you have a wedding section. If you don't, I highly recommend you add that in. Your jewelry is perfect as bridesmaid jewelry, as flower girl jewelry. Initial necklaces are such a big thing. So you have personalized here, but you don't have an actual section that says wedding jewelry or bridal collection or bridal jewelry or necklaces or whatever. I would add those in. I mean, you have 20 options here for section titles, and you have 57 items. You could actually just simply take this personalized bar necklace and copy the listing and instead optimize the title specific to weddings and bridesmaids and bridal party gifts and things like that, easily, and double the amount of items that you have in here. Keychains would be great. Groomsmen gifts. You're missing that. You're missing out on that. And Etsy is a huge traffic source for that. Now, wedding season has kind of died out. Obviously, it is mid-October. But it starts back up mid-January. So if you can work on building up a wedding collection, I highly recommend you do that, because that could bring you in a ton of sales next year. And the nice thing about wedding season is it's a good 8 months long. So I would definitely look into that. Make sure you're using stocking stuffers. If you don't use it as a section title, make sure you put it in as a keyword, because your items are perfect for stocking stuffers as well. And other than that, I think you're good to go. I really do. I'm sorry I was having so many computer issues, but I hope this helps. If you have any questions, you can respond to the conversation in Etsy, where I will be sending the critique. And I wish you much happy sales this year in the holiday season. And I'll be excited to kind of see where it all goes. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Bye-bye.